This one I know about. Years back, I was on the big island of Hawaii, and at the northwest part of the island, near the birthplace of King Kamehameha, is a heiau, and heiau is basically an ancient Hawaiian temple. This one's called Mo'okini Heiau. And there's this gigantic rock where ancient Hawaiians used to capture their enemies, beat the hell out of them, sacrifice them on this rock, and eat them. And in doing that, they believed that they would consume their enemy's power, life force, or mana, and make them stronger. And the eerie and cool thing about this place was that you got all this brutal, war stuff going on, and 100 yards away is the Pacific Ocean, just the most beautiful view. So, can't help but think, some of these people are getting the worst thing ever is happening to them, but man, it's a beautiful view. Anyway, so what a perfect metal song, right?
Consuming the Mana, I couldn't say it any better than Freddie because he wrote it. So he knows what it's about.
The Alien. It's about Superman.
I will say for The Alien, this song is not entirely about Messiah, but it kind of is. It's really more about a superhero, the one that basically started it all. But the correlations between the two are definitely noticeable. So if you're into the song, you'll read the lyrics and probably read between the lines on that.
Unworthy. It's about this guy that's being picked on, and I think he's just doesn't feel worthy.
Unworthy. So I think that Freddie, again, he sort of hit the nail on the head with this one. It is about that inner turmoil and how people deal with things. And sometimes there are people that don't deal with things as well, and those demons start to build up. And unless we can actually see that in society and be that person there for them, we might be missing out on something, and things could come to an unbelievable place, and one that we as society don't want to deal with. So pretty close to it.
Soul Searcher. I think it's like vampire stuff where a guy lost his soul and now he's searching for it.
Soul Searcher. So yeah, it's sort of about a guy searching for his soul. This is one of the songs that falls back into the line that I like to travel down with the vampirism. And I was just thinking of the most desolate thing that I could think of, and that would be a person who had their soul taken away from them, and they're forced to walk the earth without a soul, knowing that they're just going to go through time without their soul. And I was actually not only searching for his soul, but also the redemption in that vampire that actually took his soul. So that's what Soul Searcher is about.
Sun Dragon. It's about either like solar flare, or maybe the sun expands or something and the fire looks like a dragon and it burns everybody.
Oh, Sun Dragon. Yeah, so Sun Dragon is about again, Freddie's close on it. He has actually seen the lyrics, so he sort of knows. It is about a world-ending or at least partially world-ending event involving the sun. A solar flare could be that. Certainly could do a lot of damage on the planet and kind of send us back to the Stone Age in certain regards, if one were to actually be large enough to affect our planet in that manner. So that's what Sun Dragon is about. and it's not just about the event itself, but also humanity and how we would respond to that.
Transcending. I think it's about having like a disease and beating it, and you're one person before and then you're a different person after, and you're transcending.
Transcending. So yeah, transcending is it's about going to another level after you've battled through something, and how you should look at each day as a new beginning and something worth winning is actually in the lyrics, and the way that you look at life through a little bit of a different lens than folks that haven't gone through that same life-changing experience. So if there's an inspirational song in this record, Transcending is certainly meant to be that, and that's that.
Let All Despair. It's the first song in our trilogy. It's about the earth dying because of darkness or something, and Matt says Well of Souls in there. So there.
Let All Despair. Let All Despair is the first song in the trilogy, the Well of Souls trilogy. And it basically kind of starts the story out and explains how Mother Nature, our planet, our Earth, tends to go into a dormant stage from time to time, and how us as human beings and a life form on this planet, we've never gone through this before, but this is the time that we will be discovering this, and the life form that is going through this. And since we can think it and reason it, and all these things that we're going through sort of encompasses that. That's what Let All Despair is about, and are starting to deal with that.
In the Darkness. It's the second song of the trilogy, and it picks up where the first song leaves off, and it's about darkness consuming the earth, and then there's a song afterwards.
In the Darkness follows Let All Despair. In the Darkness tells a story about that thing, the entity that is out there in the universe that seeks out planets whenever they go into this dormant stage, and sucks that life energy from planets whenever they are more susceptible and open to that. Tells the story about that.
Spirit of Man, the third song of the trilogy. I think it's about mankind, like hoping the earth survives or something.
And Spirit of Man is again reinforcing that link that man is now aware of the link between man and all living things and the living planet, and is essentially begging for that protection against the dark forces in the universe.
Time Traveler. It's kind of about traveling through time loosely, but I think through kids or something. I don't have any kids, so I don't really get it. But I think it's if you have kids and like they have kids and so on, in a way, you're time traveling, because, I mean, you're dead, but I forget how Matt said.
It's Time Traveler, and again, Freddie, he did the nail on the head with this one as well, and it is about our offspring and our legacy, and not just for people that have children. Certainly, it's more of a personal thing for me, but also not just our children, but our continuing generations, and how humanity, how we are limited by mortality, but that doesn't need to to stop, and that doesn't necessarily keep us from traveling forward in time and keep our thoughts and our dreams and our hopes and our prayers alive. So this is how we travel in time, because we haven't reached another stage in this universe yet.
The God of War. It's about, I think, there's a God of War pulling the strings and making man fight with each other, or maybe if there is war and man's fighting each other, it's because of the God of War.
God of War is pretty self-explanatory. This is kind of the name of the band. We have taken it very seriously, and in doing so, we take very seriously the concept and the idea of war and what it is. And it is something that can survive only on the bloodshed and the pain and the tragedy of war, and that's what that song is about. So there you go. It's just personified, I guess. Hope this has been helpful for everybody. Hopefully we can do something like this again. Ciao.